Henchmen came in and ravaged our farmers. Nobody stood up for us. Kidnappers came in and did a lot of havoc on our people. Nobody stood up for us. There's so much poverty in the land, nobody stood up for us. Our people are not admitted into institutions because there's nobody to push for them. Nobody to even think that it is necessary. Every year, the leaders should look at the number of people, local people that are going into the institutions and the number that are coming out. Our market women needs empowerment. Who is thinking of it? Our youth need employment. Who is thinking of it? Who is our Messiah? Ndokwa I'm talking about this time. Who is it? Our leaders are their boys. When you think of Osai, you remember that it's a stooge to Okowa. When you hear of Ocho, the deputy speaker, you know that he was handpicked and put in there by Okowa. You understand? When you see, look at what is currently going on. A boy that cannot even stand before his mates has been sent now by Okowa again to represent Ndokwa Nation at the Federal House of Representatives. That is very unfortunate because educationally, socially, and whatever pedigree you have to think of, he is not qualified to be in that position. Again, my name is Ukemo Esegwe Bertrams. I'm a journalist and I am a public affairs commentator. A few days ago, I had a public statement published in this media. I spoke about what Deltans should know or why they should think twice before casting their vote for who becomes the next governor of Delta State. I have had several reactions. The reactions are still coming. I was overwhelmed with the response of the public, those who believed in what I said and those who strongly opposed what I said. I want to thank everybody and I want to assure everybody that there's no need making it personal because I'm not a politician, I'm not a card-carrying member of any political party. I'm just being objective. I'm just speaking from the content of my mind. And whoever is not comfortable with what I say can go ahead and counter it with his facts. Not to think of making it personal to the extent of wanting to attack me. That's not necessary. Because I'm not afraid of whatever any person may think of doing, because I have a responsibility to protect the future of my people. I am a development journalist and I have devoted a lot of my career to the promotion of Ndokwa community development affairs. And it has been so bad so far, But I want to start with the issue of the deputy governorship candidates. So far, practically all of the political parties descended on Ndokwa Nation to choose their deputy governorship candidates. And you see, there's a reason for that. I don't know if some of us have taken time to find out or to think out what must have necessitated their doing so. APC has a deputy from Ndokwa West in the person of Right Honorable Osanibi, and the PDP has Onyeme as the deputy candidate, and so on. Even two females are deputizing for two other political parties. It's unfortunate. The reason why I think they did so is because they have seen that Ndokwa is the swing area when it comes to this coming election. First and foremost, Ndokwa is the second most populous ethnic nation in Delta State, next only to the Robos, who occupy one senatorial district. They are the largest. Now, equally, in Delta North, where we belong, Ndokwa also is the majority ethnic group. You understand? So they know that after battling for votes in Roboland, the next place to concentrate is Ndokwa Nation. And with their decision, it is a clear fact that our votes will be divided across the land. So we should not expect too much from the deputy governorship candidates. Definitely an Ndokwa man will emerge from the way it is. And we must know that the deputy governor is mere an errand person to the governor. The Constitution, unfortunately, did not give that office any serious power. I don't see the deputy governor making any strong influence in the government he's involved in. Like they always say, it's like a spare tire. It is only when the governor has problem that attention will be paid on his side. And usually it is difficult to experience that situation because the governors are always, like the president, tightening up. Even when they want to travel for a lengthy period, they hardly hand over to the deputies. So we should not expect, we should not think that we have captured something serious. We must learn to assert pursue our interests with assertiveness, with serious assertiveness. And that has been the reason why Ndokwa is so badly marginalized from the very beginning of our political life, most especially since the beginning of this democratic dispensation. Since 1999, a lot of development has been going on in Delta State. A lot of things have been done. Let's forget about the corruption involved in those things that they did. But like in the Boris era, Boris created 4 polytechnics, and he did not seem it necessary to give Ndokwa Nation one, despite our population advantage, and also without regard also to the our stand as a major oil producing nation in Nigeria, you know. So that is very unfortunate. And now after the Boris administration, Ukwuani came up. I remember he gave us a polytechnic. He established a polytechnic that up till now has not been able to be funded enough for it to kick off. They have adduced one problem or the other, but I believe that it's just still part of the marginalization of our ethnic group, because they have not been serious enough. And our people too have been watching lazily, because if they had come up strongly to push the sitting government, even after Ukwuani, the present government, I'm sure that they would have been able to persuade the governor to wake it up. But it's still lying down. Nobody knows the fate of that polytechnic that was supposedly sited in Abo, Ndokwa East headquarters. It's so bad. Now, Governor Kowa came in for 8 years. We are aware how he established 3 new universities. You understand? And he didn't think of establishing any one in Ndokwa Nation. Not even a campus, not even a college of any of these institutions were sited in our land. That is a clear case of how the PDP, since 1999, has furthered the marginalization of our land. What did we do wrong? And why is our leaders so lazy, so short-sighted, so nonchalant about this situation? It's unfortunate because the fault mostly is our fault. It is in us that we should find the reason why we are being marginalized. Because marginalization, we are allowing it to happen. Every government makes efforts to develop their areas, and we do not push hard enough to get something. And it is because almost those who occupy leadership positions politically, so to say, are appendages of the ruling people in the state. There is no person inside, no Ndokwa man is involved in the final decision-making position of the state government. And that is unfortunate. Why is it so? So those of them that have been in leadership, whether past or present, should be very ashamed of themselves. They should be, in fact, they should be mocked. Senator Sakwe was there as a senator. He did nothing to influence the state government to do something for Ndokwa land. Before his demise, he was seen along with Admiral Ona as about the topmost political leaders of Ndokwa Nation. And you can see how ineffective they have been. Rather, they pursue their personal interests. None of them have made any efforts to do something, to mobilize, to sensitize, and to make the people become more conscious of how they are being cheated by the succeeding governments of the state. Let us not talk about the federal level. The states, where we belong, where we are a major stakeholder. Where Ndokwa is a major stakeholder in Delta State by the nature of the population, natural resources, and so on. Even when the position for governorship came to Delta North, according to the PTP arrangement, Ndokwa man was supposed to be considered. I know definitely that power is not given to somebody. You go out and get it. But we allow ourselves to be cheated because we are so cowardly when it comes to leadership. Our leaders don't assert their interests. You understand? And they should be blamed. I begin to wonder why we have allowed all this to happen all these years politically. Now, this coming election is another opportunity. That is why I recommended that we look out for strong personalities. And like what I said earlier, when you look at the personalities of the three major parties coming out for this governorship election, you will see that we are more favored by the APC. Let us not look at the party itself. Let us look at the persons, the governorship candidates that are coming up. Which of them will favor us better, more? Clearly, it's Omogege that we know is closer to us. And on several occasions, several events held in and out of this land, he has said it. He's conscious of our marginalization position. He's conscious that we have been cheated from time immemorial. And he's closer to us. So we must put that as a key point to consider when we are thinking of who to vote for, not whether the political party. And if we even look at the party angle, PDP has failed us because they have had over 24 years opportunity to do something for the nation, but they have failed to do so. Yes, we must look at it. Before casting our vote next Saturday, they had a good opportunity to do one thing, either influence something from the federal level or do something within the state to recognize Ukwuani Nation as a major stakeholder in the state, politically, socially, and economically. But nothing has been done because our leaders are their boys. When you think of Osai, you remember that it's a stooge to Okowa. When you hear of Church or the deputy speaker, you know that he was handpicked and put in there by Okowa. You understand? When you see, look at what is currently going on. A boy that cannot even stand before his mates has been sent now by Okowa again to represent Ukwuani Nation at the Federal House of Representatives. That is very unfortunate because educationally, socially, and whatever pedigree you have to think of, he is not qualified to be in that position. And he has been forced on us, that so-called House of Assembly winner in the last election. He has been forced on us. We have eminent persons in Ukwuani Nation that Okowa should have encouraged to come and represent us. Instead, he chose a little boy that he can control, a yes man. That is what has been going on, and we must not allow it to continue. We must use that as a good reason not to encourage Okowa to bring in his governorship candidate now. Ukwuani must not be stupid about this thing. Our people must think and act with their senses. Must Okowa continue to be the father of our destiny? Must he continue to twist us? Is he the richest person? Or is he the most educated person? Is he the most charismatic person that no Ndokwa person can match him? Is he the most intelligent person that we cannot find somebody to match him? Simply because of the role he played in Delta North during the coming of Ibori. He has taken that advantage to dominate the senatorial district. To our disadvantage. Because he was there as a key figure in Ibori's cabinet. He did nothing for us. Instead, he concentrated on his people, a nation. Now he got the opportunity to be the governor. And he did nothing for us. And we still have people in Ndokwa land clapping for him. When I see them, I shed tears for what is happening here. Because we have no reason to clap for Okowa. We have no reason to support him in any sense of it, politically or not otherwise. Because he hates Ukwuani Nation. We should not forget that he has been making some subterranean moves to bring Ukwuani Nation as higher in population than Ukwuani Nation. The facts are clear. During the last population census, we all know what he did for his people, trying to raise his population fictitiously so that Ika will come up as the major ethnic group next to the Robos. But it's not possible because you cannot cheat nature. Just because our leaders, our political leaders are short-sighted does not mean that he will make his people to be more populous. No, it's not done that way. It's not done that way. Now look at his government and check what he did so far. You will notice that he had no interest in pushing Ndokwa forward. And if he can do that himself, what do you think that his boy that is trying to push him will do? It will be the worst. First of all, it's far from us. When did we know Sheriff? We knew him a few years ago when he emerged as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the House of Assembly, sorry. And that is all. Has he come to Ndokwa to identify with us? Has he done anything for us? We're all aware of what Omar has been doing all this while, even before this issue of election came up. He had his secondary education in St. George's Obinamba here. And you can see what he has contributed to the infrastructural development of the school. It is for us our advantage. Because it now means that we now have one or two good schools that can compete favorably in the nation. He's among those that made it so. So these are the things that we should consider. Saturday is very close. We are now aware, we are seeing how PDP has been going around spending money. Not their money, it's our money. For Christ's sake. Spending data, hard economic resources, using it to buy votes, bribing everybody. Publicly, for that matter. And nobody is talking. Nobody is reacting. Nobody is questioning it. And we say we have leaders. So that after voting for his boy, then we continue the marginalization process. For how long will this continue, for Christ's sake? Our people should rise. We should wake up from this slumber because it's becoming too much. We are not creating any future for our children. Nothing. A man spent 8 years in an office, he did nothing for us. He barely paid 250,000 monthly to some jobless men, and that is all. In the name of PAs. First in the history of this nation, we find Okowa appointing 4 commissioners for education. What is the sense in that? What is the reason why he will establish an office, call it Commissioner for Primary Education? We now have Commissioner for Secondary Education. We have Commissioner for Vocational and Technical Education. We have Commissioner for Higher Institutions, Tertiary Institutions. It is unwise, to say the least. It's unwise. It's unfortunate. That is clear case of misappropriation of funds. He was doing all that. That is part of his strategy to win the election, to force his person on us again in the state for the next 4 or 8 years, possibly. It is wrong for democracy to grow in this country. Delta State is just part of the old Bendel. When we were in Bendel State, it was a very large state. And we had just a commissioner for education, and they did well. They applied social justice, equity, and so on in the development process. But now what are 4 commissioners of education doing in the government house? So we can see now that the plan has been on to force somebody on us to represent his personal interest, just one man's personal interest. We shouldn't be. We should not allow these things to continue. Ukwuani must stand up this time and vote for somebody that can correct all these anomalies. If we ever must have a future, this is what we have to do. The opportunity is right now on us. It has come for us to do something by voting. We must not vote carelessly. We must vote mindfully. You understand? It is so clear. Let any of them come and challenge me in a debate. Let us see what they have done for Ukwuani nation. Let them count it. Let them itemize it, if it is possible. If there is any one development process. The little we got is what we are supposed to get. Okowa did not go out of his way in any way to give something to Ukwuani nation as appreciation for voting for him. Did you not vote for him? Didn't he have a majority vote when he was coming in as governor of the state? He had a majority vote from Ukwuani nation. All he did was just appoint so many of his boys, thugs, to represent us in his government. How can we continue like this? So this is why I decided to come up to the public space to air my mind, my views. And Ukwuani must think properly. Ukwuani must not allow our marginalization to continue because it has taken too long, putting us backward. We are no longer even playing the second fiddle. The deputyship issue is the second fiddle that we have continued to play. Now they are pushing us down, further than what we know. If we allow this to happen, we are going to be in a serious problem. We should all be mindful that the youth, nationally and locally, even our own youth, have become very aware of what is going on. And they are not happy. If anything goes wrong in the next dispensation, there will be serious crisis issues that will come up, such that any person that is not strong or is not fair-minded will not be able to handle it. What is he looking for? Using public fund to force somebody against the interests of the people to become governor after him. What is he looking for? Why must he continue to have interest in our resources? His pension, is it not enough for him? I know what they give old governors and old leaders, old past head of states, past governors, constitutionally or not. They get something from this current government every time. Is that not enough? Coupled with what he accumulated while he was in office? If it happens, it will be so bad. Enough is enough. We have had enough. Okay, now let us come back home, to my home, Ukwuani local government. I want to tell our people that the pain is more on us. You understand? The pain is more on us. Now, another opportunity is coming this coming Saturday for us to vote in the right governor. Let us not look at the deputies. The deputies cannot do anything significant. It is the personality of the governorship candidates that matters to us. It is the persons that are coming into the office, what they think about us, what they think that they can do for us. We have heard from them. They have talked to the public. And we know the mindset of these candidates. And we know who is closest to us. We know who can do it for us. It's not the party this time. It is the capacity of the candidates that can do the work. Who can do the work? Then again, coming to the House of Assembly issue, that is again very important. Because a vibrant intellectual occupying that office will be able to influence development to his people. Now, among the candidates that the parties have nominated to contest this coming Saturday's election, we should look at individuals, not the party. Even if the candidate is coming from a relatively unknown party, a party that is not significant compared to the two major giants, let us vote for that person who can stand up and sustain an argument in the English language, who can stand up and face other intellectuals coming from the other ethnic groups to share the Commonwealth of Delta States. Not by influencing us to vote for a riffraff with money. If anybody gives you money, because that is what is going on now, candidates are sharing money. Collect the money. The money belongs to us. It is our common heritage. It is our Commonwealth. Collect it and vote according to your conscience. Let your vote count in making who will determine your destiny and the destiny of your future generation. That is what is important. That is the significant issue of this political dispensation. It has come up to that. People have become aware that it's not the party, it is the candidate. We look at them and know which of them you believe can do the job, who can stand up confidently and talk to Delta representatives in the House of Assembly that, look, Ndokwa deserves this, and give reasons why he thinks so. That is the person that we are talking about. Not the party. The person can come from an unknown party and later cross to the ruling party in future. That is not stable. The important thing is the human being that is coming in to represent our people. And it should be who can do the job, not which party his platform is coming from. Who can do the job? We know them. Who has the wherewithal, the confidence, the capacity, the intellectual sagacity. That is what we are talking of. It's a simple thing. Stand up and tell your colleagues in the House of Assembly that your people deserves this. And you give them reasons, and that is all. That is all you can do. Go to the governor, tell truth to power. Tell the governor, Mr. Governor, sir, my people needs this. My people have been cheated too long. My people needs this. They deserve this. They are qualified to have this. And outside that, if we are sharing the natural resources in our budget, you make sure that what your people want is included in the future budget for the next year. And you follow it up by ensuring that it is executed. That is what the assemblymen are going to do there. Who can do it is what we want. It's what we are saying. That is, I'm not recommending anybody. Yes, we know them. We know Chukwudi Dafe, we know Ochonogo, David. Let us just assess them. We know Ebunu, we know the other ones in other parties. Don't look at the parties, look at the personalities. Who can do it? Look at their pedigree, look at their antecedents. It is a battlefront. The National House of Assembly is a battlefront. That is why a lazy man cannot go in there. Somebody who is intellectually deficient cannot go in there. Somebody who cannot persuade cannot go in there. It is not physical battle. It's not physical fighting. No. We're in a modern society. Somebody who can talk persuasively and convince his colleagues to toe his line, to accept his suggestion, or his recommendation, or his proposal. Somebody who can think out the way forward for his people and push it to be executed. That is what we are saying. It is not because you can fight or because you can do this that we should consider. No. It is your head, what is in there, the intellectual capacity. You don't put it an idiot, an olodo, to be in that office and expect to get good results. The marginalization, he will be marginalized there. Nobody, even if he can fight, nobody is going to create that opportunity for him to fight. What will be done will be done. They will do what they have decided to do. If you cannot persuade them, if you cannot insist that this is what you want, if you cannot come home to sensitize our people, to mobilize our people, to face the government, to demand for their rights, that is what is required in that office. It is not a lazy man's job. So that is what I'm saying. Our people must think. So I want to thank you for listening to me, for viewing this program. And I want to tell you that this is the last chance we have. If we make any mistake, it will continue in that direction. For a long time, we will be in bondage. And it will be so fortunate. For all God has given to us, nothing is happening in Ukwuani nation. Henchmen came in and ravaged our farmers. Nobody stood up for us. Kidnappers came in and did a lot of havoc on our people. Nobody stood up for us. There's so much poverty in the land. Nobody stood up for us. Our people are not admitted into institutions because there's nobody to push for them. Nobody to even think that it is necessary. Every year, the leaders should look at the number of people, local people that are going into the institutions and the number that are coming out. Our market women needs empowerment. Who is thinking of it? Our youth need employment. Who is thinking of it? Who is our Messiah? Ndokwa I'm talking about this time. Who is it? That is what I'm saying. Ishegwari.